Right everyone, and welcome back to our MotoGP 15 career. In the previous race it was the Italian Grand Prix at Mugello. We got a 15th place finish there, and that was our second points actually of the season. And we're here now then at round 7, the Catalan Grand Prix. It says round 8 because there was the game messed up because we had an in-season test at Mugello after that race. Unfortunately I couldn't get any upgrades from that, unfortunately, because the times were a bit too competitive for me to actually unlock them, unfortunately. We're here at the Catalan Grand Prix then, at Barcelona in Spain, and here's qualifying.
Hello and welcome to the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. Everything is ready now for the start of the qualifying session that will decide who will take pole position on the starting grid tomorrow. The forecasts confirm exactly what you can see for yourselves. The weather is decidedly good, and it's going to stay that way for the rest of the day. So
yeah, a track that's been familiar to any F1 fans who probably watching this, but yeah, across the line we came in for our first time, and yeah, we go 2.3 off the pace ends, not great, but I mean not too bad for a first time. And on the next lap then, it was actually a couple of laps later, we actually set a red first sector there then, and across the line we were nearly pole there. We're only a 10th off though, and we go 4th, and that's really compared to time. It was actually the only other time that we set in that session. Yeah, we ended up doing 2 times in that session, and that was the quicker of the 2. Got us 5th on the grid then, so yeah, really impressive stuff from us there, as the Mahindras are still, the other Mahindras are still quite a way down there, still the second half off the pace, so yeah, it's looking like we could get a good result here then. Looks like, yeah, it could be a good result as we're not going to go to the race.
Hello to all the bike racing fans tuning in. The Moto3 race is about to get underway here at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, for the 7th event on the calendar. As you can tell from the live pictures we're bringing you, it's going to be fine weather for the race.
So yeah, here is the grid then, and as I was saying, I was going to say was I was saying it, I think in Mugello as well, that we're entering sort of a run of tracks I'm pretty good at here. Then Mugello was the first of them, and yeah, this one is one I enjoy a lot, as are the next two, Assen and Sachsenring, and there's sort of Indianapolis and Brno after that. So yeah, a lot of tracks that I do enjoy are coming up, so I think that's partly what's gonna keep driving us forward here then, and what's got us a good position on the grid then for today, as we're going to be starting from 5th place then. Here we are then, back to our old livery for this weekend. Lights coming on now, and away we go then at Catalunya, and we have got a good start here then, straight past well, we went for a second past Quartararo, but then he seemed to just have so much better drive there on the Honda, and I think it's Antonelli there alongside us who's forcing us out wide here, and yeah, he's forcing us over a little bit there then. As we brake quite cautiously for turn 1, we can actually go a little bit wide though, as the front 4 are all bunched up quite a bit. We're on the inside for turn 2, we give Antonelli a bit of a turnage back there, and we're going to try and go around the outside, more contact a little bit there. We get away with it though, and we're in 5th place and going around turn 3, which is so much faster. Oh, and there's contact there then. Antonelli goes down, and yeah, a lot of bumping and barging towards those first few corners, and it's come off worse for Antonelli then. And yeah, I was just saying that corner is so much quicker than what I'm used to like in F1 games, but yeah, so slow on the Moto3 bike, as we're in 5th place and got a little bit of a gap now then, thanks to that contact with Antonelli there then, so we have dropped back a little bit. I think we have managed to get ourselves a tiny bit of a gap over Vasquez behind, but not too much. He's still only a third of a second behind us then, as we're already 7/10 behind that leading group then. But if we can sort of latch onto the back of them, then we could be in with a chance, because there's a few nice long straights here then, certainly this one, and then also the pit straight, which if we can get into a good slipstream there, then we could plan for the win. But it looks like more realistically it's probably going to go how it normally does for us, where we seem to just get nudged backwards, but we'll have to see how it plays out then, as we're taking a wide line once again then, and Vasquez and Binder are looking there behind us. They're busy battling with each other, but they're also slipstreaming each other, sort of leapfrogging each other up to me then, I guess you could say, looking at it that way. But as we come through these final few corners, you can see that we do seem to actually be a little bit faster through these series of right-handers, and it's nice and flowing through here. Don't use that stupid chicane that I really dislike in the F1 track. But we're going to come across the line then. We don't actually seem to be close enough, just because Mahindra is not as quick as the KTMs and the Hondas then. But we come across the line then, we're in 5th place then, so we've not lost any position then. But look at that then, 4 or 5 bikes there, all looking for a slipstream. We actually go a bit deep into turn 1 though, and it looks like we've lost a few of those positions then, as Vasquez, Binder and whoever that was, Masby I think it was, go through. Feed crashes them somewhere behind us, and if I'd had the penalty timer on, I'd have probably got a penalty there, but I think it's bullshit, so that's why I have it turned off. And honestly, we haven't gained anything, we've only just lost stuff here then, so I mean, there's no point in having penalty timer on, I don't think. I mean, I don't really care about like the leaderboards and that. But anyway, we're down to 8th place, and yeah, we're now really part of this group then. We've crashed there then, but luckily we do have those flashbacks now. So yeah, we'll get away with that one then and live to fight another day. But yeah, we do seem to have decent pace in this race, and certainly over the weekend, so hopefully we can stay with this group here battling for 5th place. Looks like those front four might be a little bit out of reach here then today, but if we can get some good points on the board then, even if we don't get to the front of this group, then it'll be a really good result for us, because yeah, I mean, just 8th place gets you 8 points in Moto3, so yeah, it'll still be a very good result then. It'll still be pretty much doubling, well, probably times 4ing our points tally. Yeah, that's a great verb there, times 4ing. But yeah, we're heading down the back straight, and it looks like it's a Hanukkah there behind us, and he's right behind us there. And I think he may have been a little bit of contact as well there, as he was trying to find a way through then down the back straight. He's got a good slipstream on that KTM. There's a little bit of contact there, and is it going to go the same way as it did Antonelli? Doesn't look like it's going to be this time then. And this final sector, we seem to be a lot quicker than the AI through there. This series of right-handers, and we're getting alongside Masby there for a split second. So yeah, we're certainly looking a lot more quicker than well, through that section then, as we get a good run out of the final corner. Actually, we got a good run here on Alexi Masby then, as we're going to come across the line, and we are going to take 7th place in across the line. So that's encouraging for us there then. But it looks like Vasquez and Binder have sort of broken away here then, so maybe it will be a bit difficult to catch them again. So it might just be a battle for 7th here then. We give it a little bit of the doctor's dangle then on the brakes, but Masby still manages to outbrake us then. I thought we were braking around about the right time there, considering we ran on a little bit on the previous lap, but no, we actually seemed to brake a little bit too early there, and Masby just went back around the outside of us then into turn 1, and he went back up into 7th place then, so maybe just better braked on that bike of his, I'm not sure. But yeah, well, back then to 8th place in either way. But we did get a good run out of turn 4 though, and through we go then, back past Masby into 7th place then, and we're sliding the back end about on the braking, and he goes back past us on the inside. I tried to cut back but didn't get a good drive, so yeah, we made a good run on the brakes here into this left-hander, and yep, here we go then, back through. And is he going to try and fight back this time? He might, but not really a good place to get a good run. And this, wow, he's going to go for it though. Either way, I wasn't expecting him to go for a pass there, but he has managed to do it. I mean, you can pretty much pass anywhere, I guess, on a Moto3 bike, but yeah, he certainly went for it there then. We got a good runner down the back straight, so we're going to make a move on him. Not quite, giving it a little bit more of the doctor's dangle though. We've got a second's gap over Locatelli there in 9th place, so we do seem to be on for a solid haul of points here then at this stage. We can keep it going as it is, as we're going to try and go around the outside of Masby here. That's a bit of an unconventional overtake to try, but we've managed to make it stick. We're on the outside then, and we're up in 7th place, and not often you see passing around the outside in the MotoGP or any class of that matter. But yeah, through going into 7th place, and see if we can get a bit of a gap now then, or is he just going to get that slipstream and pass us back down the pit straight? It looks like the latter is a little bit more likely then, as we cross the line, and we're past halfway now then in 7th place, and Masby has got a very good run on this end. Looks like he's probably going to repass us here into turn 1. Actually brake around the same time that time around there, but Masby at the inside line. We tried to take a bit of a wider line there then in turn 2. It actually worked for us then, as we sweep back and now have the place once again to go around turn 3. Already nearly 2 seconds behind that group in front of us, and he actually seemed to have split into 2 groups of 3, I think there. But yeah, into turn 4 then we're actually a little bit wide there, but we might get a good drive out the corner there as Masby goes up the inside, and yeah, we do get that OP drive from running wide. And yeah, we're back into 7th place for now then, as Masby is still behind us and still right on our tail though. It looks like it's probably going to be a battle to the end then for 7th place at this stage, but we'll have to see how things play out. And yeah, it looks like we're not going to be catching that group in front of us here then. It does seem to have split into 2 groups of 3. It was a group of 4 and then just the 2 chasing them, but it does seem that that group has sort of, well, part of that front group has dropped back, I guess you'd say. But yeah, we see that it's Navarro, Vasquez and Binder then battling, and yeah, then, well, we've crashed again then. Luckily we've got those 3 flashbacks now then. Yeah, sorry if you think this is like a cheap way of doing it, but honestly, I think it's better to be actually getting some good races and getting some decent results and putting on like good displays, rather than, you know, just every race being I crash and finish 34th or whatever. So yeah, I'm sorry if you don't really like the flashbacks, but I mean, they're probably going to be sticking around until I actually get better at this game. But yeah, we're in 7th place then, just over 2 laps to go now then, and yeah, just still trying to defend this place from Alexei Masbu. I mean, we'll get 9 points for 7th place here then, so if we can hang on to it, then that'll be great. Get us up into double figures then for Mahindra as across the line, or the leads have already gone, we go across the line now then. 7th place still, and 6 tenths per second ahead of Masbu then, so we do have a decent gap to him at this stage then. So hopefully if we can maintain a decent pace, then we won't get caught by him, but the AI seem to be so much quicker than us into the first 2 corners. Well, certainly on the brakes for turn 1 they seem to be a lot quicker than us, so that's where we're really losing most of our time, I think, as yeah, as you see, we've already dropped back about half a second to Binder on this lap already. I mean, it was closer to just around 2 seconds at the start of the lap, but yeah, we're nearly 3 behind now. But yeah, we do seem to have a nice consistent pace here. We did seem to just be generally a lot quicker at this track. I mean, probably the quickest we've been all season, really. I mean, I don't know how I got that pole in Le Mans, but yeah, I think even then the race pace wasn't as good as this, I don't think, because we did seem to drop back quite a lot quicker than this in that race, and we are at least hanging on to, well, this position, and we're still keeping those front couple of groups in our sights for now. But yeah, I do think this has probably been our best race so far in this career, probably. I'm trying to remember actually what happened in Brno. I actually can't even remember what bike I was on, so it might not even have been a Mahindra, so it might not have been that impressive. Although, as I say, Masbu's going up inside then, we managed to cut back underneath there, and this is a part of the track where we're quick cuts, so that's going to really play into our hands. It does seem to be quite helpful for us, certainly in this race and at the previous one, that we're sort of quickest in the final sector before the sort of the long drag down the line. It does seem to be quite a convenience for us there, that we're not being really slow through a section and just putting ourselves under a load of threat onto a straight. But having said that, it does look like they're a lot closer this time, and we'll probably have a few bikes lining us up here then for positions. We cross line and begin the final lap, and Masbu's got to go over on this then. Looks like it's Haneker and Vinales behind us as well then. So we run on towards turn 1. I break where I think I have been all race, as Haneker's going to the front of the group, and Izzy, and yeah, he's through then. We're down to 9th for now. It's actually Masbu managed to get the place back then. So he looks behind him to see the 3 bikes all chasing him down for the 7th place. Having a little bit of contact there with Vinales. Our rear tyres actually overheated quite a bit. We've actually worn it out a lot, so that's probably going to be costing us a little bit on this final lap. And yeah, certainly compared to our front tyre, we've worn it out quite a lot, and we're now down to 10th place and behind Isaac Vinales. So yeah, it hasn't really gone to plan for us in that sense, but I mean, we can still get a few decent points here then for 10th place. I mean, I think it's 6 points, so yeah, as long as we can get some good points here, then it'd still be a decent race, I think, even if we have dropped a few places from where we started. But I don't think we're out of this fight for 7th just yet, though. I mean, they're all battling between themselves, so as long as we can sort of maintain a consistent pace here then and get all our apexes right, then we could catch them back up here, I think, before the end of this race. Of course, we are very quick in the final sector, so that's really where we need to sort of make it all happen. We actually are under threat from this group behind us as well, so that's really going to sort of jeopardise our plans if they go for a pass. And in fact, one of them did try to. It was to 2 teammates there, I believe, of Bastianini and Locatelli there, as that group of ahead is still fighting, and it looks like we're actually a little bit too far back to actually get them back. But I think we are going to be quick enough here to hold off the group behind us that have started catching us. And yeah, you can see on the bike condition indicator, I'm just going to call it now then, so I usually call the F1 one the car condition indicator because of F106, but anyway, we can see the rear tyres flashing, so yeah, that's pretty much had it now then. We're just going to have to try and nurse it to the final corner, and hopefully we won't get switching to the line. It's painfully long on a Moto3 bike, but we have just about taken 10th place in at the Catalan Grand Prix. That's the best result of our career so far. And yes, Danny Kent once again, who takes the win from Fabio Quartararo, with Miguel Oliveira in the 3rd, and Binder and Vasquez third finish across the line, same for Vinales and Haneker in the end. We took 10th by only 0.06 of a second in the end over Locatelli and Bastianini. Bagnaia actually got points as well, and I believe that's the first double points score for Mahindra then this season. that should get us into double figures, I think. So yeah, that's good for us there. And yeah, as I say, best result of our career so far then, first time in the top 10, so that's all encouraging stuff there, as we see still quite a few Mahindras down the bottom then, but I think overall, yeah, it's been a little bit of a better weekend for us, as Kent is running away at the top of the standings now. He's got over a race wins advantage now then over Quartararo and Oliveira. Navarro quite a way back, but then we're looking further down now then. There we are, up to 15th place and ahead of Ono. We're nearly on double figures now then on our own points with 9. You can see there Bagnaia is up to 3 now then, so we are in double figures now for Mahindra as a manufacturer. So yeah, that's good for us there then. A few changes down at the bottom, but nothing too interesting, as Honda still have a comfortable lead then over KTM, Husqvarna and Mahindra. But there we are then, into double points finally. And yeah, I'm not sure what it says 10, we should have 12, shouldn't we? But anyway, not going to question that for now. But if you did enjoy today's race, then make sure you leave a like, and I'll see you next time for the Dutch TT, I believe it is, at Assen. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.